Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing my graduation makeup. So this is going to be like a get ready with me while I do my graduation makeup or try and recreate it. So my graduation was last week. Your girl is now a graduate. And this video is just going to be me recreating the glam I did for my graduation because it was, I'm just going to insert it here or here or anywhere. So anyway, this is going to be like a chit chat get ready with me while we do my graduation makeup together. So a thought I had while I was doing my graduation makeup for the kind of look I was going for was that I wanted it to be very glam but also very neutral. Very glam because I was going to be taking lots of pictures, and the way makeup translates on camera is completely different than how it translates in real life. So if you want your makeup to actually translate on camera, it needs to be like glam, or you need to at least use more product than you would normally use. So that's why I wanted it to be glam. Then for neutral, graduation, I wanted it to have like a formal element to it, like because I was also going to be getting my headshots with the pictures, so I wanted it to be still professional, clean, even though it was like full glam. So you definitely can have like full glam and neutral makeup. But anyway, yeah, that's just what I was going for when I decided to do my makeup. That was the image I had in mind. I didn't even look at any pictures, so I didn't have any inspiration. I was just like, as we go, I'm going to figure out what I want to do. And it came out great, honestly. I had a little bit of glitter on my eyelids, so that was a glam moment, but it was brown glitter, so that was also a neutral moment. And the look was just honestly one of my best looks to date. Even the pictures were amazing. If I didn't put the pictures at the beginning of the video when I was announcing my graduation, then here are the like professional pictures, but they were amazing. Okay, I just finished blending in my foundation. So guys, if you did not know, I went to a federal slash public university here in Nigeria, which made my 5-year course run into 7 years due to strikes and the COVID-19 outbreak. Well, not really the COVID-19 outbreak, because a strike was going on during the COVID outbreak. I'm sure if there wasn't any strike then, we would have been having online classes or something. But my 5-year course became 7 years. So when I was finally graduating, I was like, a part of me couldn't believe it because I feel like I had become so accustomed to the routine of school life. You know, you're supposed to wake up at this time, you have these classes, I'm going to eat at this time, I'm going to the library with my friends at this time, or leaving the library at this time, I'm going to bed at this time. I feel like I had that routine for 7 years at this point. Secondary school is like 6 years. This is longer than secondary school. And I know when I was in secondary school, it felt like forever. Like that was my life at that point. So for this to be 7 years, you can imagine how I had gotten so used to it and so accustomed to it. So whenever anyone asked me, like, how does it feel to be graduating, I always felt like I can't believe that it's actually happening. Hope I didn't put a lot of bright concealer under my eye. Let's just quickly blend it. The concealer I use is, dries down very quickly, so you have to be very fast with blending. Anyway, as I was saying, when people asked me, oh, how does it feel now? You're a graduate, I was used to say, you know, I can't believe it. I believe that that is a bittersweet moment because one thing about me, I am very big on routines. I love a good routine. I love a good wake up by this time, do this by this time, run errands by this time. I don't think I am a very, I don't know what the word is, but I feel like I can be spontaneous from time to time for random things, but once it comes to like a daily routine, I like to have like a daily routine. I like to have, um, you know, a routine where it's like I'm waking up by this time, I go to bed by this time, I have my night shower at this particular time, I eat lunch or I eat at a particular time. So, in that sense, I love routine. So, that's one thing I liked about uni or school life at this point because I'm basically done with like the compulsory part of school. Not the compulsory, but the part where it's like, okay, you go to nursery school, primary school, secondary school, university, anything afterwards, like master's, PhD, it's not really like compulsory. Compulsory is not the word because all of my drift, if you can't know, I don't have time to really explain what I mean, but you get the gist. You do. Blend, 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 blend. I'm contouring my face now. This video is so like spontaneous right now because I'm just saying things as they come to my mind. So that's an element of me being spontaneous. So good to have a balance. Spontaneous sometimes, routine other times. Anyway, how do I feel about my 5 year course becoming 7 years? Honestly, they say everything happens for a reason. I try to have that mentality in relation to like me staying longer in university than I should have because sometimes I think like who would I have been if I graduated in 2022 and not 2024? In the words of Kanye, I guess we'd never know, but I like to think that I would not have been as prepared as I am now. Even now, sometimes I'm like, am I even really prepared to be thrown into the real world? Because after university, the scales fell off my eyes. I'm like, you are really being thrown into the adult world now. Whatever you decide to make of your life, it's literally in your hands at this point. If you want to be a failure by your standards, by society standards, by whoever standards, it's in your hands. If you want to have a fulfilling life by your standards, it's also in your hands. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's here to give you any handouts. To an extent, people may give you a lifting hand, but ultimately, your life is in your hands. So I don't know if I graduated by 22, if I would have had that knowledge or that understanding that I had now. I feel like if I graduated by 2022, I would have just been so young to just understand a lot of things, honestly. I really feel like when I got to like my final year, like 2023, 2024, at that point in time, I had an understanding of the kind of person I wanted to be after graduation, what I wanted to graduate with, how I wanted to take my academic life more seriously, the kind of lawyer I wanted to become. FYI, I studied law. Like just striving for excellence, dedicating myself to excellence no matter where I found myself. So a lot of the times I question if I graduated at 21 in 2022, if I would have necessarily had that knowledge. And I really doubt if I would have. I feel like I would have just been going on with the flow. And one day I would just come to the realization many years after. But me being in university and coming to the realization while in university and shortly after being done with university, I take it as a blessing, honestly. So I think I'm done contouring my nose now. Last I remember talking about how everything happens for a reason and how I feel me graduating 2024 slash 2025 has benefited me. But I also want to say it's now in this present moment or last year that I'm coming to all these beneficial like understandings and whatnot. When I was being delayed out of my early 20s, when I was just being stuck in school for years on end, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. Now I'm able to look back and be like, yeah, this is what I learned from it. This is what I learned from it. Yeah, would I have been ready? Would I have been prepared? I don't know. But honestly, I don't even want to like try and romanticize the period or make it seem like it was like a blessing in disguise. Maybe it was, but honestly, at that point in time, it did not feel like it. It did not feel like it at all. It was just like I remember the tears. I'll be crying like, what's wrong? Just let me go. Let me go, school, let me go. Asu, let me go. Let me go. I want to go. I want to go. So honestly, at that point in time, it wasn't really fun. But you know what they say? I don't know what they say, but like you can always look back and see that everything led up to this particular moment. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, even though it happens through the inefficiencies of the system. It still happened. Okay, now I'm setting my face with powder, test powder. So if I was rating my university experience out of 10, how would I rate it? What score would I give it? I would rate my university experience an 8 over 10 or a 7 over 10. Yeah, maybe a 7 or a 7.5. Because I think for the most part, it was a good experience. I can honestly proudly beat my chest and say that I had a well rounded university experience. I don't think 5 years from now or 10 years from now, I'm going to look back and be like, if I could go back to university, I would do this differently. Maybe the one singular thing I will be like, I will do this differently would be like go to a different university so that I could graduate on time. But then, even still, I wouldn't have met all the amazing people I met. Like, my experiences would just have been completely different. Maybe this is where the everything happens for a reason comes to play, because I'm not going to lie, I really did enjoy my university experience, save the you know the problems that come with attending a public university, the strikes, the large lecture rooms, and some lecturers that don't really care whether you can hear them or not while they are standing in front, like missing attendances, like all these like problems that shouldn't even really be a problem. Those are the things I would be like, okay, those that is what will actually reduce my score of my university experience. But aside that, like, I had a well-rounded time, especially because I feel like it was really smart thing I did. It was a really smart thing I did. I didn't realize it then, but looking back, like, it was a very smart thing that I did. I'm going to speak more on this, I feel like, in my next video, where I'm going to be like talking about like university, and if you have not yet attended university, some things you should like look out for, especially if you're attending a public university. Anyway, I just put on blush now, so I'm going to set my face and let it dry down. Setting powder next. So I have now done my brows proper. So let me sit down well. It's time to get to the nitty gritty. When I was doing my graduation makeup and I was doing my brows, one thing that I know I wanted to, I hope you can't hear those dogs barking. One thing I know I wanted to achieve was like a bright under my brow bone. I wanted under my brows to look very bright, or I wanted my brows to be bold, and I wanted them to pop. That was one thing I was very particular about. So I used a lot of very light slash bright concealer under my brows. I did that here too as well, and just a little bit lighter for like the beginning part of my brow. But this is how my brows were. I think I even used more like bright foundation, because when you're taking professional pictures or like pictures at a studio, there's all this light everywhere. You don't want the makeup to get lost when they're taking the picture. So you end up using a lot more product than you would use if you're just going about your day, going to work, all of that. Anyway, I just used very bright concealer, a good amount under my brows. That was how I did it. Now I'm going to prep my eyelids and we're going to do our eyeshadow, because that is a very vital component of Neutral full glam. Yeah, that's the name of this look. Neutral full glam. So I'm just going to put some concealer on our eyelids. So eyelids are prepped. Eyelids are prepped and are ready to go. When I was doing my neutral full glam, the first step was getting a fluffy brush and getting dark brown eyeshadow and just using it as my transition shade slash above my crease, and I just really pack it on there. Like, it was very simple, but it was still also very glam. So I was just, like, packing it on my crease like that. Like, that's just what I was doing. And see, it's already a difference. So just upwards like that, just above your crease. Okay, I'm done with that. What I did next was I got a lighter brown shade and I just put it on my eyelids. I just put all over my eyelids. This look was so quick and so easy, and the reason for that was I didn't have as much time before I needed to, like, get out. So it's very possible to get full glam while still being short on time, which was what my case was. So as you are applying it on your eyelids, you also blend it in with the dark brown we used above our crease. So see what I'm doing? I'm packing it on my eyelids, and then simultaneously while packing it on my eyelids, I'm also going to be blending it with this upper crease shade. So it's just going to soften it a bit, like, compared to this. Just going to soften the harshness of it, make it a little bit more soft and nice to look at. I mean, this one too as well is nice to look at, but you get my gist, sha. You get what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I was doing. Just going to get more of that brown, pack it on. Remember, makeup for camera and full glam especially, you just are going to need more product. So that's what I'm doing. Then lightly, just very lightly hold the brush and blend upwards. This is it. I'm going to get some of that lighter brown again as well, and just okay guys, so my microphone died. Basically what I said when it died was that I used a lighter brown in the outer corner, and I said I was going to do it on this eye and come back. Also, BRB, let me charge my mic. Hey, so I just did that for this other eye. Now this is the neutral part. Let's get a little bit glam now, shall we? Anyway, so I got some glitter glue. This is from Elf, very old and dirty. After that, I got some glitter glue, some makeup glitter slash pigments glue. I used my pinky finger and I just applied it at the beginning area of my eyelid. Just tap it on. That's all I did. I was just tapping it on. Like, I think I got to like halfway of my eyelid. Tapped it on. Tap. Went here as well and tapped it on halfway through my eyelid. Okay. Then after that, I got the same eyeshadow I was using for my eyeshadow, and I'm just going to tap it into my like brown pigments, like rose gold, golden brown. I think that's what the color is. and I just packed it on. Tap 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 on the areas where I put the glue so that majority of it sticks. That's literally what I did. Go in on the second eyelid before it dries down. This was basically my eye look. Also, if you have any fear of your pigments, if you have any fear of it like layering or like settling on your makeup, then just apply extra setting powder under your eyelid so that when you're dusting it off, you can easily dust off the excess pigments that may have landed on your makeup. So I'm just going to go in again. Anyway, that was it essentially. After that, I got a black liner for my waterline, like that. And I winged it out. Did same for my other eye. And that was my eye look. Next up, dusting off all the excess setting powder that we used earlier on in our makeup. Next up was my lips, and for my lips I wanted a pinkish nude look. So what I did was I went with brown liner. So just lightly but boldly line my lips. Can't talk. So after lining and blending in my lips, I went in with two shades, a bright pink and like a neutral nude shade. And I applied that to the main area of my lips. After that, going with liner again. Blend, 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 blend. So that was it for my lips. I just wanted something nice, soft and pink. I didn't use any gloss. I wanted my look to be quite, I don't want to use the word professional, but I wanted it to look as professional as possible. So after this, what I did was finishing touches, reapplied powder. I reapplied powder over areas, like all over my face. After reapplying powder, I also reapplied blush. Then I went in with highlighter and I sprayed. So let me do that. Okay guys, so this is the full, complete and final graduation look. This is how I look. This is exactly how my makeup was for my graduation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed our little chit chat at the beginning. I hope you're able to recreate. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking to the end through all the yapping and everything. I'm so glad you stayed up to this point. I love you so much and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.